விகடன் டிவியின் வீடியோக்களை உடனே பார்க்க உங்க யூடியூப் ஆப்ல இந்த பெல்லை கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க.
My dear Sharmila Sissy, safe and fine? You didn't worry or fear on seeing death. Why do you worry for Manipur's dirty election sheth? But I'm happy that you failed, Sissy. You have escaped from the rotten political scrappy, and that's the reason why I'm happy. People believe that manliness made your life, but you know that failure tortured and shaped your life. You failed in your 10th grade twice. You won it after 3 tries. Again, you failed in your higher secondary. You tried and made the success primary. You determined to get into the parliament of Manipur and fight, but just 90 citizens voted you believing that you're right. Even after such a lot of obstacles, failure and fame, how come my body gets goosed when I hear your name? Your name is a symbol of victory, symbol of manliness, symbol of love. It's all, my sissy. Why those useless MLA posts and political fights to prove? Just 5 years is the period of political power, but as a militant, you'll shower forever. It's simply 90 citizens who supported you to become a member of Legislative Assembly, but it's crores of citizens who accepted you as a militant and a member of our family. You are the 9th child of your family. Your parents haven't cared you calmly. You grew by yourself and your path was not laid by silk. It's your neighboring women who fed you with her milk. And now you feed values to this society with your protest. That's enough for us. Every other development is a speck of dust. Did you ever have a thought that you'll be fasting for 16 years while being a child who cannot study well and eyes filled with tears? It's your grandma who turned you towards the betterment of the society, from a little girl having embroidery and simple poetry as her property. There is always a repressive regime dominating and torturing Manipur. That is city surrounded by mountains and mountains flare. Once the kings and kings, colonizing British, and now the democratic government, having no difference in suppressing the people of mountains in the name of development. On those days, there was a voice of freedom from a lady named Devi Dansi. Yes, it is your grandma. She fed you with stories of repression and made you Rani Jhansi. You might have not forgotten the lady you confessed named Mrs. Mercy, who was brutally raped in front of her husband by the police without any mercy. She confessed, "I cannot urine, my uterus is paining." Also added, "Still it's bleeding." It was at the very moment you understood that you have to fight against suppression, and yes, you stood. You confessed only to your mom that you're going to fast until death. How can she ignore that her young daughter is going to die as a myth? How can she be happy seeing you suffer without any pleasure? Losing her husband to cancer and now losing her daughter's future. Devi Dansi, Mercy, Devi Shakti, you have nothing without these women, and we are nothing without you as a human. You said on fasting that, "I feel lonely, came alone and die alone." No, you're wrong. You're not alone. We are along. No, you're not a single soul, but a representative of humanness as a whole. You said that fasting is your duty. You said that having food is unwanted pleasure. You used cotton to get rid of dirty. You took no care of your body's nature. I can understand how much your body suffered during fasting. I can understand how that must have killed your sense of living. Those suppressing powers and regime prevented you from dying, but our socialism, democratism, and people are directly suffering dying. The suppressing power is afraid of your willpower, sissy, but these ignorant citizens of India are nastily hazy. While you were inserted with a tube in your nose, these people were decorating their eyes with prize. While you were fighting for justice and rights, these people filled cottons in their ears. These people are harming and ignorant and living selfishly without knowing that it's a sin. They threw stones and crudely scolded people who came to enlighten them as a son. But you speak, sissy, not just for Manipur, but for entire people of India. This whole country is an open jail, controlled by politically slave police and media. This Indian open jail was locked by invisible lockers. We need not a single Sharmila, but crores of liberators. Know the reason those people didn't vote for you is that they don't want you to be sustained. You know what? They need you, not for a single state, but for the whole country. Those 90 citizens wished you in advance for the victory. My dear sissy, we need to get hold of the legislation and the parliament. Election is not the only way, sissy. We have another way called empowerment. You always have welcomed difficulties. Now let's both welcome it with ease. With love, Aditi.
இத மாதிரி மோர் பொலிட்டிக்கல் வீடியோஸ்க்கு விகடன் டிவி சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க.